Good morning, everyone. Hope everybody's having a great day. We are just here on this fine Monday morning, sitting in for Roger, who is out. He's having to run some errands this morning. So just going to be sitting in here for Roger. So nothing new going on, much of anything. It's kind of sunny. It's going to cloud up here today and then rain and slush and those kinds of things. I hope everybody else is getting some halfway decent weather out there. Just because it would be really good if somebody was getting good weather, maybe get out to fly your drone or capture some of those special moments. That would be just spectacular. And I hope that everybody had a good weekend. So we're just here kind of kick back, relaxed on a not such a bad Monday morning. Just trying to get everything all set up properly so I can see what's going on. Let's see who's in the chat. I'm just bringing that up now. Tim, how you doing, Tim? Tim's here. Yeah, Roger. Oh, AZ Drones. Good morning. Roger wanted to make sure that Mr. Crowley, how you doing? Roger wanted to make sure that there was a place for everybody to go because every morning, as you all know, usually, unless he has other things he has to do, Roger is always here hosting the Canadian Drone Hub, 9 a.m. every day. So how is everybody doing? Mr. Crowley's doing some editing, so that means he must have got some flying in, or he's doing a montage of some of his other flights. That would be good. Yep. I wasn't such a good boy this morning. I had to do some running around today. I had to send back my brand new computer monitor because I had, by mistake, ordered the wrong one. I ordered the monitor without the speakers, and I wanted the one with speakers, and that should be being delivered today. But I had to return the one that I never unboxed. So they sent me the slip, and we sent it off. And also I went to Tim Hortons today just to get a little selection of good things. Yeah. Yes. Don't those look good? They almost look good enough to eat, don't they? Yep. So I might have to sneak a little bite here and there. As most of you know, I usually don't eat sweets or that kind of thing. It's a good thing Lynn's not here. Newfound Drone Productions. Hi, how you doing? Tim is just about to go to bed himself. Had a tough weekend. Looking forward to watching the race later. Yes, the Daytona 500 was rain delayed yesterday and will be, I think, 4 o'clock again today on the East Coast, Eastern time zone in the U.S. Yeah, they do look good. Lynn told me yesterday when I did the unboxing of my new computer, she said I was like a kid in a candy store and a toy store. And I said, no, I think I was pretty reserved. I don't, it's just a piece of hardware, although I am excited the fact that I might be going to get something that's not going to have issues. But hey, there's Mr. Donardo.
Howdy. I got a couple minutes this morning to spare, so I figured
Good. Well, I'm glad you're here. Johnny West popped in, and we got Newfound Drones and Tim Rehan. Tim's just about headed for bed. He had a rough weekend, and he wants to get some sleep in before they rerun the Daytona 500 at 4 today.
Right, the rain delay yesterday.
Yep.
It's not rerun, it's actually the race.
Mr. Crowley is in the background. He's watching, but he's also doing some editing. So
nice. Hello, everybody. Newfound Drone Productions.
Yeah. So I got up early this morning and went and took
Johnny West.
Took my monitor, the one I didn't order, the right one. He didn't have any speakers, and I had to take up to UPS, and I wanted to get it there right when they opened at 8 o'clock because I wanted to go out on the truck because, as you know, you don't get your refund until they get it and look at it.
Right.
But then me and I were not good.
Nice. Tim Hortons.
We went to Timmy Hortons, and we got some.
Very good.
There you go, John. Just reach for me. Grab one, will you?
Not for me. I wish, but have those. Not to keep my.
Well, you're being a good boy, John. I gave you a lot of credit. I've tried diets my whole life. I've done everything. In fact, I even had the lap band surgery.
Oh yeah.
And
I thought about that once, but
the percentage rate of people being successful at the lap band surgery is quite low. Because as you probably done in your research, it doesn't make a difference what you do. If you keep flushing the food down, it doesn't make any difference how small you make that stomach. It's just pushing into the intestines. And my whole life, John, I've always been one to drink a lot of fluids all the time.
Yep, me too.
So the only way really to do it is to watch what you eat and count your calories and do it the way you did. Which in my mind, John, you're a hero because that's the hard way to do it. If they could give me just a pill or something, just
yeah.
Maybe in 100 years they will, but
I think it'll be less than 100 years. They probably have something out now that would make your body do that, but they couldn't do that because then it would make people healthier, live longer. Insurance companies wouldn't be happy with that. You know how that is.
Well, the other thing I noticed too is with old age, even though I haven't changed my diet,
conspiracy stuff.
Yeah, even with my diet, John, I have been losing weight.
How can you be losing weight with that stuff you're eating?
I know. I attribute it to old age because I have lost about 15 pounds in the last three months.
That's good.
Well, it is good, but it also makes you wonder what's going on inside here,
Yeah.
But that's okay. It's all part of life. Live and die, and it's all part of it,
It is. I might as well type in the chat. Hello to everybody.
Yep. Corey Mano. Hey, how you doing, Corey?
So I did get to fly the Skydio yesterday.
Yep.
And Saturday.
Yeah.
So yesterday I was in a big field and let it follow me around, and I actually ran around. I don't have the video to show you, but I will show
that. Now, John, I know there has to be some video of that.
Yeah, there is. I don't have it here with me today.
Uh-huh. So what are you getting warmed up to it at all, or?
A little bit. It's still got a.
I think it would be a home run if they just had a better controller.
Yeah.
Now, did you do some range testing about how far you could get before it had a glitch? Or
I went out about 2,000 feet in this field, turned around, came back.
okay,
There was someone flying a plane in the same field though.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't do too much, and I didn't go too high, but I heard that it doesn't go that high.
Huh.
So
You would think, just but with your radio and electronic background, the higher you go, the better the signal.
no, it's limited on height.
Oh, it doesn't have.
Right.
Okay,
It's
so it has a
limited.
ceiling put on it.
Right. And I haven't reached that yet, but I heard it's like 300 feet or something. I got to read more of the manual. The manual, I can't believe it, but you got to read the manual for this one. Or watch everybody else's videos.
That would be kind of hard for me, John, because
It's all online. You can make it real big.
I'm a typical old guy. Man,
I get bored with it
no
quick.
damn manual.
I do get bored with it quick reading it, but
Yeah. Washington County News. Hey, good morning. How you doing? Welcome to the Studio B of the Canadian Drone Hub. Roger is out today. He's out running around. He had to go drive to, I don't know if they call them the provincial offices or whatever, but he had to get his license plates and everything squared around on his new car.
right. Yep. I'm sending out emails to some customers here, so bear with me.
That's okay. Yeah, it's every time I'm still in the back of my mind, John, if I get a little bit ahead, I'm still thinking about buying an Inspire 1 version 2 back again.
Yeah, I don't know why, but
I just like the way they fly. There's something about that when those arms go up in the air like that. Plus, the Inspire 1 is almost second to none in flying in high winds. In fact, Drone U just did one of theirs on the Inspire 1. Is it still viable for business and that kind of thing? And he flies them all. And he said, yeah, he said the Inspire 1 is a great bird. It's just that it doesn't have all the extra techno stuff. And he says, but in some cases, maybe that's a good thing.
right. Yeah. But, well, I don't know.
You know, they got them down now to $700-800, you know, and those are refurbed right from the factory. I don't know. Yeah, I paid $500 for a Mini, and it will never do what an Inspire 1 will do. Simply because the Inspire 1 has versatility. You can, you know, with just a turn of the collar, you can change cameras, you know. But all of my Inspire 1s, when I were flying them, John, I had Z3 cameras, not just the X3. I had the Z3 cameras on there. And the Z3 had zoom, and those cameras would zoom even a little bit further than on our Mavic 2 zooms or the Mavic 2 Enterprise zoom.
Yeah.
And I had.
So you looking at getting one of the newer ones, the 2s, or?
No, I had a 2, and here's what I did. I had 2 1s. I got a 2. I flew the 2, flew the 1, flew the 2, flew the 1, flew the 2. And I got rid of the 2 because one reason. A, I always fly around. I don't have one guy. I don't use dual controls of the cameraman and that kind of thing. So the FPV camera on the front was useless to me, A. And B, to buy a set of batteries, you have to have 2 batteries that slide in the sides on the 2, was almost $400. So it's like, And when I flew it, they flew identical. I got the same amount of flight time out of both of them. And so I'm thinking, Paul, hello, what do you need a 2 for when the one will handle all the cameras and everything else you want? So I was at that point, John, where either I had to move up into the Matrice series to do other things, like dual cameras and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, it's big bucks. Holy
Big bucks.
smokes.
And so I said, no, I'll just hang on to my, because I had the version 2 and I had the original one I bought way back when they first came out, and they both were pristine and flew like new.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem buying a refurbished one of those. You know, they're gonna be right.
Yep. So I'm kind of torn between, but I'm also not looking to spend a lot of money since I just bought this new computer. I'm not on it now, but it's over. I'm waiting.
Oh, you're not?
I'm waiting for the monitor today.
Oh.
Because I got the one monitor, but it didn't have speakers. So
Right.
I ordered the one with speakers, and it'll be here today. But we did fire it up yesterday afternoon. Were you on the after show with us with Sam and Roger yesterday? No, I think you'd left.
Yesterday.
Sam went through my whole computer.
No, I didn't. Right. Yeah, because I went to fly. That's what I did.
Sam went through my whole new computer, set it all up for me and everything.
Did you log him in? Did he do it over the internet or?
Yep, he did it remotely. Yep.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
I was going to suggest that, and I said, you know what, those guys will do it. I got to get going.
Yeah. Well, now Sam is going to, the next week or so, he said he'd help Roger check his all out, make sure it's up to snuff too. So Roger was excited about that.
Nice.
So I did do a quick short live yesterday.
I missed it.
From the new computer. From the new computer was a test. It just said test, and what it was is, I found a monitor that was a TV, a regular TV, right? And I brought it in, and a flat screen, and hooked it up by the wires, you know. And but I was on alone. I didn't have anybody with me. But when I played it back or tried to play it back, I couldn't hear any sound on my end, like listening to my own self.
Right.
It wasn't doing that. So, and I'm not technical enough. Somebody says you need to go down and probably make a change down in the bottom down there as to what microphone and what you're using. But I somebody said something about, did you turn on something, or I don't know. So I just, and then the phone rang, and it was Amazon wanting to know if I got the original one. And I said, yes, it just came today. And they said, okay. Well, then they walked me through printing the labels for it. And I thought before I went through that whole rigmarole, John, that I had ended the meeting, and I didn't. So everybody was listening to me and watching me.
Whoopsie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And of course, Lynn is in there in the chat screaming at me, hey, you're still live. Hey.
She should have been calling you.
Yes. Well, she tried to, but I was on the phone with Amazon.
Whoopsie.
Yeah. So that was kind of funny. In fact, I probably should just go over and delete the damn thing.
Yeah.
John Spizzo.
Let's see. Did I miss anybody yet?
Yeah, John. The Inspires are awesome. The only thing I look back now, I don't know if it was such a smart, and never had an issue, but if it was a smart idea, I was running, the props on those, John, are so big. I was running the carbon fibers. Yeah. And in the air, it was fine, but landing and takeoff, I was always a little nervous about if some kid were to walk up or whatever.
That's why I don't get one of the Phantom 4s or one of those. I'm always in close proximity. There's people always around, and everyone wants to walk up to the thing, and
Yeah.
just drives me nuts.
The new computer.
Yeah, Corey Man's asking you what's in it.
Let me see if I
You got the box there still?
got the spec sheet on it. It's an Acer desktop 9th generation i5 9400 with a 12 gigabyte DDR4 512 gig SSD, 8 times DVD. I don't know what all these numbers are, but it came with Windows 10. I went with that one. Everybody said I should get the i7. However, for what I do, I don't do any graphics, don't do any gaming, and any of that kind of stuff. So I could save a couple $100 since I was buying a monitor, and I had to buy a camera, of course, for the monitor. That's the way I went. It's probably more computer than I'll ever use in my lifetime.
Yeah. Yeah. Just trying to find something.
It's an i5 ninth generation. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, do you have the box there with the specs on it? You can tell Corey Man what's in it? Or show it on the camera?
Box is in the basement. Here's what I might try to do. John, since you're here, if I disappear, I'll come back.
All right.
Because I can go over and pull it up and then share it. Maybe.
I do have to go at 10 o'clock. I have to go.
Okay, well, it's just 9:22.
I have to go to Staples to get
Okay,
cartridges.
it won't. Hey, pick me up some packing tape, will you?
Sure.
I'm gonna try this. Okay, here we go.
All right. I can't hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Now I can.
Okay. Let me go over here, go to Amazon. One of the reasons I like dealing with Amazon is everything is just so smooth, you know?
Knock on wood, yep.
Go to orders.
So I did have that thing running around, and I tried to use the beacon. I got to read the section on the beacon again, because you connect your phone to the Wi-Fi of the beacon. You want to use the beacon, and then the beacon connects to the bird, the little drone. So that was interesting to say the least, because you can do the controls on either one. So I don't know. And you got to tell it what's front and what's back. That's the other thing. So if it's hard to explain. So if you start walking in the follow me mode and it's in front of you, and you pick yourself, it'll back up. If you tell it to go behind you, it doesn't really like to go behind you. It goes slow behind it. It lets you walk to it and go behind it.
Oh, okay.
And then when you're walking, you know, it's kind of behind you. It's always like this. That thing moves around a lot. The picture don't look bad, but it's swinging all over the place while you're walking behind it. It's not like it's steady like the DJI stuff. As soon as you pick in front, it zips right around to the front of you. But oh, he's got the stuff up on the screen. I'm sure everyone can see that.
Is it up?
Yep. I'm watching the stream on the other PC.
That's the computer that I bought right there.
I'll see how the HD video I'm recording in the highest resolution on 4K and 60 frames. So we'll see how it is once I pull the card out of it. I went through 3 batteries yesterday. Screwing around in the field, just walking around, tried all the different droney and spiral and all the other gimmicks that are, things that are on it. The tracking, we'll see how it does in the woods. I was going to bring it right into the woods, but Jesus, just doesn't seem like it's gonna avoid everything like it shows you in the videos. But
Well, yeah, and that's exactly what Billy Kyle ran into when he thought it was doing just marvelous when the car was sitting out in the open, but as soon as he got some woods on the side and everything, it started to act a little wonky, you know.
now his seemed to go up a lot higher than mine. I cannot get mine to go that high in the tracking mode.
Well, maybe it has to do with a setting. Do you think?
I don't know. Like I said, I'm still playing with it. I'll edit everything together if I can and see what the hell's going on. But it's a glorified selfie. That's what
Well, it definitely is an action cam, an action drone. And if you're not active enough to be, like you say, walking for great distances or hiking or running or riding some kind of in some kind of an either motorcycle or vehicle or a bicycle or whatever, you can get the same shots if you're just standing still with any drone that's a good quality.
right.
But if you want that
seem to
motion,
fool you. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Autonomous flight. That's what the whole thing's all about. And it seems to do that kind of well. We'll see over time here and firmware updates and everything.
yeah.
Definitely interesting to say the least. I would definitely recommend, if you're going to use it a lot, the dual battery charger. I did find cases online. They're starting to make them aftermarket now.
Are they
cheaper than the $200 ones? Their cheapest one I found was $179, I think. Let me find it now.
Still saves you $50 though, right?
Right, and they almost look better. So, than the one that comes with. One of them has tablet holders, a phone holder, tablet holder, all built in with the 4 batteries that you can have. And
oh, you can do 4. And do they lay flat then? Is it like a little?
No.
Or is it back to back?
I'll show you. Maybe I will. Where am I?
Yeah, Johnny West, the computer is really, it's set up, ready to rock and roll. I was using the big screen here as a monitor when we set it all up, but now I'm waiting for a new monitor to arrive that has speakers. I think it's a 27-inch or whatever, made by Acer as well. So, and it'll sit right here where this computer is that I have. It works great as long as you don't tax it, but it's only running 4 gig, but it's running an old Celeron. The computer I'm on right now, this is the spec on it. You guys like to see the specs.
Here's one for $100.
So it's running the old Celeron. It's only got 4 gigs. And when I took it up to the Geek Squad at Best Buy, the guy plain out told me we can put more in there. He says you might get some advantage to it, but he says I wouldn't spend the money. Just go get another computer because by the time you have to, because
right, you need to change the processor.
Yeah, yep. You need to completely go through and put in an i7. And I'm thinking about maybe doing that if I find somebody who wants to do it on the side.
I'll show you these cases real quick.
Okay.
So there's one for $179 with the dual slots right there. It'll fit 4 batteries. Oh boy, already the hotline. Hang on.
Yeah, I like those cases. Those are nice. Those are Pelican cases. I usually buy GPC. I have nothing against Pelican because they're nice base too. I might have had one of those in the past, but any kind of case is better than no case. I kind of like the $99 one simply because it'll take three batteries. But what you don't know on those cases is the case that comes with the Skydio. John was complaining that
All right, I'm gonna have to go over there for a little
okay.
bit. So this one looks like the nicest case with the 2 slots here and holds 4 batteries.
I kind of like the blue one on the right too, though.
I know it. So there's a battery there. There's a battery. See that? Oh, well, there you go. There's the batteries.
Well, here's the question I have: are they deep enough so you can load it with a battery in one, or no?
You know, it doesn't look like it is, but it might be. It doesn't tell you that.
Yeah, it doesn't say any place. That might be a good question to ask the manufacturer, you know?
Right.
Because then if it only had 3 slots in there and it was able to
It's
run
got
with
4 slots for batteries. One,
Okay.
one, and one.
But see, the blue one next to it, I think only has 3. And I was thinking, well, maybe that's because 1 is in the bird.
Right.
See it? 1. Oh, it's got 2 plus maybe
4 batteries. It says 4 extra batteries.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. My guess is that one holds one underneath. I bet you the other one does too.
Yeah, could be.
Because they're saying extra batteries. I bet you there's one on the drone on this one, on the blue one.
I guess I like the blue one simply because it almost matches the
Right.
drone.
Yeah. And I like blue.
Yeah.
They could have saved some room by putting the beacon up and down like in the other one.
Yeah.
So in the red one, the beacon is up and down.
It's vertically.
It must be deep enough to have a battery on the bottom of that.
Yeah.
Skydio and the other one too. But the other one will hold the adapter for a tablet, it says. And it shows it in the case.
It does show it in the case.
Yeah. If you look at this, see it? Right there on top of the controller, it's bolted onto the controller and it's sitting.
Oh, yeah. So that's what you have. Because I thought they had an adapter that just went into the bottom grooves and then just went up over the top.
It bolts on the back or whatever. It's strange. I'll have to look at it. And they're already modding these things and taking that off of there and putting antennas on it and doing something else. They've already got them modded because they're on eBay right now with modded controllers. Of course, $3,000, $2,500.
Well, there's some guys that pay that. I mean, if they go out and pay $14,000 to $15,000 to $20,000 for a Razor side by side to ram around the woods, what the hell's that?
Right. All right, Paul. I gotta go next door. I'm gonna mute and stop my video, and I'll come back in. It shouldn't be long.
Okay, John. I look forward to seeing you drive careful, buddy.
No, I'm just going next door here. I'll be right back. I'm not leaving until 10. No, not until 10. It's only 9:30. She's just got an issue over there. That's all.
Okay. You don't need to stop your video if you don't want to. Just mute it.
Okay.
Yeah. Corey Mono, that's not a problem. It's just that's probably all the computer I'll need. I already had another Logitech wireless keyboard and a wireless mouse, and I bought the Logitech 320 camera. So when the new monitor gets here, I'll just set it here. I'll pull this computer out and then decide what to do. I really like this little computer. It's an all-in-one HP 22-inch. It works well. It just doesn't have the steam. And I just bought it in October, because I know that it can be upgraded to the way it is. I can go up to 16 gig, and I thought, well, that'll make it cook. But they said, no, with that Celeron, it's not the newer high tech Celerons, and it just wouldn't. It wouldn't have the. They said the most part. They kind of just said that you'd be throwing your money away if you did that. Get another computer. And the only reason that this gets a little wonky is if I get too many windows open, or if I'm trying to do too many things, or even there's times when I'm on here with Roger and I'm just on here, and it just gets kind of squirrely. It doesn't let me turn things off at the end. Hey, Elaine, how you doing, my dear? Yeah, we're just hanging here. Corey has been checking out my specs on my current computer that I'm using now, and hopefully I'll get my new one up and running later today. And John had to run next door. It is business. They had some questions over at the office or in the garage or something. And so it's just us here. John Spizzo's here. And John, I like I said before, I agree. The Inspire One is quite an aircraft. JDS, good morning, JDS. Yeah, I've been thinking about buying another one. I had three of them. I had the original Inspire One, I had the Inspire version 2 Pro, and I had the Inspire 2. And for various reasons, what I didn't like about them, I don't know if I just overreacted, but the light bridge seemed to be more susceptible to radio interference than when I bought the Mavic Pro. That had the original OcuSync. I didn't have the same issues I did with Lightbridge. And so then when they came out with OcuSync 2, I thought, oh, that's got to be better. Plus, I wanted a zoom on it because I had zoom on my Inspires. And when they came out with the Mavic 2 Zoom, that's where I jumped. And that's my go-to bird over there now. And so now I'm down to just two of them. I've got the Mavic 2 Zoom, and I got the Mini that I bought when they first came out that it only has I bought the one with the 3 batteries, and the first battery has 1 charge cycle. The second battery has 1 charge cycle. The third battery has no charge cycles on it. So I haven't been flying that, but that's, we're talking about being here in the wintertime too. So. Yeah, John had to run next door, sort out an issue at the shop there, or in the office. I don't know. Had a question. He said he'd be back. So how's everybody doing? Everybody check everybody out. Make sure you've got them. Yeah, and I had all of them. That when you buy your first Inspire, it comes with the X3, but I wanted zoom, so I had Z3s on all of my Inspire ones, and on the Inspire 2, I had the X5S, I think it was, which looks like a camera hanging down below, and but they're expensive. Even right now, I was looking at buying another Inspire. They got the V2 Inspire 1 V version 2 refurbed like new from the DJI store in Florida. They're over on eBay for like $8.99. So then I started looking, well, if I were to buy another Z3 camera, which is the zoom camera, they're still at the original price, is like $900. I'm doing okay. Elaine, as far as we got up early this morning, and I had to take the monitor that I had purchased from my new computer to UPS to send it back. I wanted to get there at 8 a.m. so that I made sure it shipped right away, because my reordered not new, but new monitor with speakers that's the reason the other one's being returned. I never even opened the box. Is supposed to be delivered today. So, and then we had to take a little side trip, and we went to Tim Hortons and got some donuts. And I've been really good. I haven't dug in yet. There they are, and 3 Boston creams and 3 I don't know what they are, but she said they're really good. I said, okay. They didn't have any more Boston creams. Normally I would just buy all Boston creams. So if you can, everybody, hit that like button, will you? Just so I can track what's going on here, and we can see how everybody's doing. Yeah, Roger is off doing some errands this morning. He had to go. As most of you probably know, Roger got a new vehicle, and so he had to go get some license plates and things done today. So that's where Roger is. And so he asked me if I would come on and kind of just tell everybody, let everybody know that he will be back. And I think he's on again later this afternoon or this evening. Anyway, he's got that streak going every day he's been on. So for the last, coming up next month, I think it'll be 2 years that he's been on live streaming every day. JDS is going to go out and do some flying, it looks like. Well, Johnny West, just between you and I don't think Lynn's here. I went and bought some breakfast burritos. I buy them. I didn't buy the one from there because it's just so big. They're good, but they're just so big. I went over to McDonald's and got 10 of their breakfast burritos, and I always eat just 2. Put them in a Ziploc bag in the refrigerator, and I can eat those pretty much all week when I'm hungry. You just pop them in the microwave for a minute, and they're good to go. Yeah, that's pretty much what's happening here for sure. Looks like I got stars in my eyes. Yeah, I've got bright sunshine here today, which is unusual, but it's going to cloud up and then start to snow, change to rain, turn to slush, then back to more rain, and then probably everything's supposed to disappear. So we'll see. Famous last words. I'm always amazed, and I don't blame the weather guys, because I think predicting weather is just a wild ass guess in my estimation. Use whatever the data they can and just figure, because I'm always amazed. Within 30 miles, I say, oh, about this line and that line and here, it's a great gig, because even if you're dead wrong, you're still going to get a paycheck and have a job tomorrow, Yep, JDS is going to go test flying today. I can see it now. Okay, everybody. Just did a little housekeeping there. It's been many, many decades since I flew anything fixed wing, but it sounds to me like JDS's new fixed wing that he's just put together probably is going to be pretty fast. And so I would have the same question when you're flying at a high school. Is there enough room, or are you going to be just doing a continual circle around? There's Mr. John.
I'm back.
JDS is going out. He built a monster.
I don't believe it.
Sounds like a really fast
I don't believe it.
fixed wing.
There was a guy flying an electric, trainer fixed wing yesterday when I was testing out the old Skydio. I was setting it up, had it on the ground, trying to connect the beacon up to it, and all of a sudden I hear this right into the ground. But he just put the wing back on and everything, and him and his 12-year-old daughter were up there, and they were flying it, and they were taking turns. So it was pretty cool. It was nice to see someone out there, flying around. Good morning, Phantom Hodges. Hello, JDS. I got another 10 minutes or so before I have to leave to go to Staples. Might even be back before you close the stream. You never know.
Yeah, cool. I just got a phone text from Lawrence Novice Quads, and he said that he's in the subway right now. He said that he'll be above ground in about 20 minutes. So I think he's going to come on with his phone because he's headed to meet Herman. They're going to fly today, which is cool. Phantom Hodges, good morning. I got to double check and see something here. I don't know if Lynn's lurking in the background or not, but she's been sleeping in lately. You're muted. You know that, John, right?
I did not know that.
Okay, because I saw your lips moving.
Yeah, I was saying I have a little something from the Skydio, but you can see how cloudy it was.
Oh yeah.
This is Saturday. You might have to pin me because there we go. This is Saturday. This is doing the tutorial they want you to do. I know there's some glare on there. There we go. It's not too bad. So right now I'm looking at the phone because it's telling you swipe left, swipe right, up, down. I'm like, wait a minute, the drone's moving when I do that.
There's the camera going.
Yep, that was the camera going.
So that was the up and down.
Yep.
The side to side is the drone movement.
Oh, you'll see it side to side. Yep, that's the drone. And all of a sudden I realized, hey, drone's moving. So it's not like a DJI tutorial or whatever where you go through it and it doesn't do anything. It's actually, they want you to fly the drone like that because, again, it's not going to crash into anything, they say, because it's AI. See how fast that just flew like that? It was.
Yeah.
I told it to go to a spot by pressing on the screen, and zip, it goes right there, and it does not go slow.
Now, can you make it go up from there?
Yeah, you can. That's what it was just doing. I had it go up a little bit. Like I said, when it's tracking someone and you press up, it doesn't go up that high.
I think there's got to be a setting in there because wasn't one of the videos that somebody did, they were following a car in the woods, well, not woods, but it was woods on both sides, and they had it up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. But like I said, yesterday I'm in a big, huge field and I went up and it goes up when you're walking, it's going up and up, and then the circle that's around you, because it has a blue circle that spins round and round.
Oh yeah.
All of a sudden decides it turns red, and that's as high as it'll go. So see that? See how fast that did that?
Oh man.
That's me telling it to go, at that point it was supposed to be in front of me, but it doesn't know front from back. You have to tell it when it's in front of you or behind you, and that's it following me. I'm just walking around here. Yesterday I was actually kind of, for me, running is kind of
jogging
intense with my arthritis in my knees, but
yeah.
But that really moves fast when you tell it to go somewhere. I haven't hand caught the thing yet. I'm going to watch some videos on that. I just don't know about hand catching it yet because you have to press the land button and then you can land it. You can't bring down the stick and try to grab it because it just doesn't work. You have to actually hold the land button for a couple of seconds. When the red line goes all the way around, it starts to land. I guess you reach under and grab it. It shows them taking it off from their hand without a problem.
I would be nervous without having a steel reinforced Kevlar glove, kind of like the gloves they used to have in the medieval days on the nights,
or the shark diving gloves that are bite proof for sharks.
Yeah.
Hello, Carpenter Rick.
Hey, Carpenter Rick, how you doing? Manamana is here. Uh-oh. Manamana is here, John. You know what that means.
Everybody mute. here comes Paul with his hand puppets.
I'm trying to figure out how to. I pinned you, John, and I don't know how to unpin you.
I see that.
Because you know how you usually have the 3 dots. Well, when you're pinned, you don't have 3 dots over there.
Just double click the picture and see what happens. That's going to make it full screen.
Huh.
How about?
Okay, here I found it. I just right click on it and it gives me mute audio, stop video, chat, rename, unpin video, make.
There you go.
Oh, well, that's interesting. You could make you a host, like if I had to leave.
Oh, and can you do side-by-side pictures? Because right now it's going by voice each time you talk.
That should be side. Is that side by side for you? Let it catch up.
I'm letting it catch up. I know on our live stream through Zoom, it's not side by side yet until I don't know why. You might have to pick that.
Yeah, up at the very top, I got speaker view, which is the one we're on.
Yeah, take it off.
I switched it.
You just switched it? There we go. So now we have side by side on Zoom.
There you go.
Or I should say on
YouTube.
On Zoom, it's still switching back and forth for us, but that, I guess.
It's not on mine. Maybe you go up. Do you have something up at the top where you can switch your view?
I just have.
Up on the right-hand corner.
I just have full view. Enter full view and exit full view.
Exit full view and then go. Okay.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Here we go. Mana do 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 do. Mana do 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 do. Mana do 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 do. Mana.
Here you go. It's about to play on my YouTube channel, or on YouTube, I should say.
You're going to be singing that song all day, you know, don't they?
Always. Thanks, Carpenter Rick. Yes, let's hit that like button for Paul. Everything helps. I'm going to go over there and click it myself because I forgot. 14 watching. Looks like 9 likes right now. Now 10.
Thank you, everybody. Yeah, we're just standing in. Oh, Geek Savannah's here.
Yeah, nice. Maybe he'll come in with you too.
Hey, Sean, if I send you a link, do you want to come in? I think I have you.
I have to go run the staples because they're running low on ink all of a sudden.
Let me.
The only ones that have it for today.
I'm going to send one to you anyway. If I have it, Sean, I don't know if I do until I go to do it. So.
Yeah, on my screen, there is not a good. Oops. So this is what's on the top of my screen. There's nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing up here. Just enter full screen or exit full screen. And down below, there's nothing.
Yeah, the right up in the very top, right across from where it says live. If you go straight across the black with your little cursor, it pulls up speaker view or.
Yeah, I don't have any of that. Of course, it's the free version, so.
Yeah.
When someone else, hey, look at that craziness.
Looks like a wedding cake when you do that.
We get everybody sick out there.
Welcome to the dark hole.
So that's what I see every time. Whoever talks is what I get on my end.
Okay.
Until a third person comes in. Bye, JDS. It's Family Day in Canada, and today is our President's Day, I believe.
Yep.
It is.
Yeah, Family Day in Canada. Maybe Corey Amano knows, but Family Day in Canada, is that a holiday or is that just a designated day? If it's a holiday, I was wondering if Roger took that into consideration before he went over there to go get his license plates and stuff, if that was going to be open.
Well, let's hope it's open. I know today it's not open. Registry's not open here because it's President's Day, plus the banks are closed. So no registry transactions, no banks.
Oh, Phantom Flight is coming in. Herman is
Very nice. Just in time for me to go get that ink cartridge. And
yeah.
it's the next town over.
So
Actually,
you had to go to Staples?
I got to go to Staples in West Springfield. So it's
And they don't open till 10 o'clock?
No. I ordered it online.
Oh.
I just got the email that says I can go get it now.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
I think our Staples like opens at 7 a.m. for teachers and stuff.
Oh yeah, they were open when I came in, but I ordered it online, and then finally I got the confirmation email. It says, okay, your order's ready to be picked up, because I just ordered it and paid for it online because it was the last one they had. The store here in Westfield that's close to me, 2 weeks ago had 5 of them in stock, and I put them into my cart, and I was going to order them as soon as she said she needed them, and I went there today, and they're all gone.
Phantom Hodges says a lot of places are closed today, but not in Quebec.
Okay. There we go. Hello, the RC Genius.
RC Genius, how you doing?
Okay, JDS, let me look here. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's too funny. Little Canadian flags on the back of them. That's cute. Thanks for that, JDS. That was cute. Shriners Plains in Connecticut, in Canada.
JDS, that's the third curtain call. He's been going to leave now for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah,
that's okay. That's a nice thing to show for sure.
Yeah. Warm up the old car. I still have that paperwork from Skydio here. The letter's nice that they give you. But they do say, I want to ask that you take a few minutes to read our safety and operating guide, especially if it's your first drone. Even though the Skydio 2 has most advanced flying AI in the world, you are ultimately responsible for your safety and the safety of people nearby when you're flying it. And there are some important guidelines you should be aware of. Then it goes on, and they definitely want you to read the manual, though. And I'm pressing that issue because there was a few hiccups when I first did it, and if I didn't read the manual, you just wouldn't figure it out.
Hey, Herman, are you with us yet or no? Because I don't see a microphone muted. I did earlier.
I don't see him at all.
Yeah. Oh, there he is in his car. Hey, Herman.
Herman?
Oh, now he's off.
Yeah. But now he must be still in there because, see, now I can see myself up and down. Since he had popped in, now that's how I see.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's very convenient for me. I like it that way because then I can just see what's going on with me and you and whoever else is in there. I don't like it when it flops back and forth.
There's Herman.
There's Herman. Hello, Herman.
Hey, what's up?
Not too much.
Well, welcome to the Herman Green Stand-In Show.
Here we go. All that's gonna do is get you to sit there by yourself.
Right? Because
Hey.
I gotta go. I gotta run to Staples. You came in at a perfect time because I told my
John's got to go get some ink cartridges for the office.
yeah, and they only have
And of course, there isn't a Staples in his town. He's got to drive, what, about 20 miles?
no. It's only about 8 miles.
Oh, 8 miles.
It's 8 miles. There is one in town, and they had them, a week and a half ago when I looked. And I said, "Oh, as soon as you need one, I'll go down to Westfield Staples and get one." So she said, "Oh, you know what? It's time for ink cartridges starting to, tell me." So I went online. I said, "Okay, I'll pick it up." There's none available in Westfield now. I have to go to the next town over. No big deal. It's an extra 10, 15-minute drive, 10-minute drive.
Okay, John, we'll see you when you get back then.
Absolutely. I might make it back in before you guys go. So,
Okay.
Herman, I pass the torch over to you now. You're in with Paul. Hope you're having a good day so far. Everyone, Brent Ariels, how you doing? It is open on President's Day. Yep. They say it's open and come on and get it. They sent me an email. Everything's open here except the banks and the registry. All right, guys.
Okay.
I'll see you guys in a little while.
All right. Okay.
Bye,
John.
Herman.
Herman, so Lawrence is on his way to meet you. Can you hear me? All right. Little technical difficulties there. I'm sure he'll get it worked out. Are you back now, Herman? Herman? Nope. Herman's on his cell phone and he's having a few technical difficulties. We did hear from Lawrence earlier that Lawrence was on his way to meet Herman because I think they're going to go fly today. And so I'm sure we'll hear from one or the other soon enough. Brand Ariels, good morning. Gary, how you doing? Yeah, I think he's locked up. Phantom Hodges, he is frozen. Yeah, he's on his cell phone. He's in the car. We heard from Lawrence a little while ago. He sent me a text and said that he was in the subway heading to meet with Herman. I believe they're going to go fly. They were making arrangements yesterday after those guys finished up their live stream. Phantom Hodges, no, this is not the new computer. The new computer is sitting right over there. What it is the old computer. I got the monitor for the new computer, came with it yesterday, but it didn't have speakers, the one I wanted. So when I discovered it after I'd ordered it and couldn't cancel it, I just ordered the one with speakers. So the one without speakers came yesterday. Me and I this morning had to take it to UPS for return back to Amazon. And my new monitor should be here sometime today. So that's what it's all pretty much set up because I was running that through this to get it all set up yesterday afternoon. And yes, I did take my meds because on Mondays, Gary, is when I have to refill my little pill 1 week pill holders. So, and I have to refill Mia's pill holder and my pill holder. So, yes, we got that. That once a week, I know for sure that I usually get my pills. Yeah, thanks, Manamana. Everybody remember to hit the like button. Would greatly appreciate it. Roger is off running errands with his son today. He had to go to the next town, Drummondville, to formally he had a temporary plate on his new car, so he had to get the permanent one, and they must do it a little different there, where you must have to go do it here. When you buy a car, they give you a temporary, and then they go to the Secretary of State's office and get all the paperwork and everything done, and then have the plates ready for you. But I'm sure might have been that could have been the case, but Roger didn't want to have to drive through Montreal again. I'm sure that's what it was. Okay, Phantom Hodges, not a problem. Okay, Phantom Flight, I understand. It might be your cell service but that's okay. We'll look forward to whenever you can pop in, Herman, or you or Lawrence. Is great. Okay. Brand Aerials, no, I did not. DJI did. They did a news release. Let me go check my emails and see if I got a notification or not. We didn't get one on that one.
Yeah. Well,
Hey, how you doing?
can you hear me?
I can hear you good.
Okay. Now, hopefully, this thing doesn't kick me out again.
So you and Lawrence are going to meet up and fly?
Well, I'm waiting on him now.
I got a text message from him about 15 minutes ago. He said he was in the subway and he should be out above ground in 20 minutes or so.
Okay. Well, I'm waiting on him. I didn't have any coffee this morning. I think I'm having caffeine withdrawal.
Oh, okay. That's not good. There isn't any little cafes there where you can grab a coffee, or?
I'm real particular about coffee.
Oh, okay. Okay. I get you.
No, I just think most places just make a big old bucket of coffee for everybody to drink all day.
Yeah.
I have to go to like a coffee shop, like Dunkin' Donuts or something like that, where they make
Right.
coffee fresh.
Right. Well, I would think that in New York City, there'd be a Dunkin' Donuts almost on every corner.
No, not really. Not really. You know, it's funny. When I went upstate, I noticed that they're all at the gas station and they have drive-thrus.
Uh-huh.
Here comes Lawrence now.
Yep. Well, that's about right. 20 minutes or so.
What the heck? Okay. You see some strange things out in the street. Morning. Did you see that cry for help go inside the store?
What happened?
Did you see that cry for help go inside the store?
Yeah.
I got Paul on here.
Hey, Lawrence, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, Paul?
Hey, another day in paradise. You guys gonna go fly?
Let me hit it now.
Yeah. So what you say now, Paul?
You guys are gonna go fly.
I'm gonna try.
You going down by the water? Or?
Well, that's usually the only place in New York to fly is near the water. Everything else is kind of boring and off limits.
What's
Hey,
up, Paul?
There he is. How you doing? Did Ray decide to join you guys today or no?
He flew with us yesterday.
Okay.
Well, I'm waiting actually to hear from him because he wanted to check out this other spot over in by the bridge. Over in what's that? In the Throgs Neck Bridge. So who knows?
Yeah.
He wants to go way over there.
Yeah.
What's up, Paul? You don't look like Roger.
Yeah, I know. Roger had to. Today is the day he had to drive to Drummondville to get. They must do things a little different in Canada, where you got to go yourself and get the paperwork and the plates and things done on your new car. Here, it's all done at the dealership or by the dealer. But
Okay.
Yeah, that's how it is done here, unless you buy it from
a private individual. Yeah.
Then you got to go stand on the line.
Right. So
it's nicer to just have them do it and drive off the lot with your plates on it.
Well, it's all in your fees, though. That's why.
Yeah, the dealer put on the car a temporary registration plate, and Roger had to drive all the way back to where he lives. And I'm thinking maybe the dealer would have done that because it didn't get done until 5 or 6 at night.
Wow.
That he would have done that, but Roger would have had to drive back through all that traffic at Montreal to go get his plates again. I think Roger says, no, I'll just go get it done in Drummondville.
Okay.
Which is about a 30-40 minute drive from his house versus an hour and a half.
I'm going to turn the camera around since I know what I look like.
Yeah.
You guys can take a ride through Brooklyn.
There you go.
Now, Paul, I hope it doesn't get to the point of where you know why I don't usually go live from the phone while I'm driving.
Yeah. I can attest to that.
Signals go in and out.
Driving in New York City
takes a special skill.
Well, how could I say? It'll bring out the Hulk in you.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't hit the mute button fast enough, huh?
No.
Because then you wouldn't hear anything I said in between.
So about how far do you have to drive?
Well, crosstown.
Yeah, Brooklyn is a big borough, but then again, you got to think about it. Brooklyn is a lot larger than most cities.
Right.
Brooklyn is very big. In fact, it's kind of strange because there are some parts of Queens, the neighborhood I live in, that in order to get to the other side of Queens, I have to go through Brooklyn and Manhattan sometimes just to get back into Queens to go where I'm going.
Well, see, I'm on the north side of Port Huron. If I drive west about 4 miles, I'm in another town. If I drive south about 5 miles, I'm in another town.
Oh, it's the same thing here, but you're still in the borough.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. You're in the same, yeah. Providence, I should say, whatever.
Yeah,
you call it.
we have little townships throughout the borough, but when I say across town, meaning that
You're going
I'm
across
jumping in.
boroughs.
No, I'm in the same borough, but I gotta go to the outskirts. I live in the middle
Ah,
of Brooklyn. So when I go, okay, let me explain this to you. When they built Brooklyn, they put the highway around the outside of the borough. So to get to the highway, you gotta drive across town.
Yeah, just to get to the main highway. Because if you drove locally, you'd probably go to jail.
You know, so driving through all this traffic to get to it, to get out to the beach side, I can do it by the street, but it might take longer.
yeah.
Might.
Well, it depends.
I don't know.
Well, now, how many people live in your borough there?
You know what? That's a good freaking question.
Millions.
How many people? Oh, it won't let me do that while I'm live. But I could type it though. How many people live in the borough of Brooklyn?
Millions.
Many people live.
You know.
According to this, 2,530,000. No, what? 2.533 million people.
Wow.
Now we know that's a lie.
Yeah.
Because we put up at least, I've worked on at least, what? 4
I'm looking
to
for
5
better stats.
50-story buildings that just went up and they're full already. So I don't know.
So would you say the population of Brooklyn and
There it is,
the entire-
2,500,033.
Brooklyn and Queens are probably the largest boroughs in the city. They are the largest boroughs in the city.
and they're growing,
But
right?
Brooklyn probably has the largest population. Because the amount of people that keep coming here.
And everyone's going to Brooklyn and or Queens because they can't afford to live in Manhattan. But everyone wants to be around Manhattan. So what they're doing is on the borderlines of Brooklyn, where you cross the border and you're in Manhattan, that rent is just as expensive as if you lived in Manhattan.
Wow.
It's getting to that point.
Phantom Hodges just typed in and says, I live in a town that's 32,000 people.
32,000. Wow. The small town that I live in, Far Rockaway, 32,000?
Yeah.
You know what? Last number I saw for my town was 100,000. Let me see what it is now.
I couldn't even tell you how many people live in my neighborhood.
And Brand Ariels, Gary says he's got 1,200 people in his town.
I got that on my block.
Probably some of those bigger buildings have it all in one building.
That it might be.
Okay. The small town where I live, not the peninsula, but the small town where I live is 60,035 people.
Wow.
And they're building high rises. They're building about 6 or 7 high rises.
I don't know
at
how
the same
accurate
time.
those things are.
I don't think it is. I don't think so either, because the entire peninsula for Rockaway is over 100,000.
We walk shoulder to shoulder out here, Paul. There's some neighborhoods where there's people out all night. Like if you go to like Clinton Hill out here, like where we're about to pass through that area now, we drove around it actually. People are on the street all hours of the night.
Yes.
You go up to 125th Street, I don't care what train it is, people are going to pile on and pile off.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
That is true. If you knew what it was, okay. Let me give you an example. You've seen 42nd Street during a business day, right?
Yep.
I don't know if you have, okay, but I'm not talking New Year's Eve because that's beyond normal. But on a normal business day,
So it's
people
say
are walking shoulder to shoulder. And at nighttime, it doesn't slow down there. There's still tourists and people. It's always somebody out going somewhere doing something. And they say here in New York City, the 5 boroughs where we live, if you have enough money, you can get anything in the world. And I would tend to believe that. Serious. If you have enough money, I could get a famous Chicago style pizza at 1 a.m. delivered on a plane. If you got enough money, they'll do it.
Well, actually, there's a company right now that's shipping it to you by mail.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the fact
And they have ovens on the plane, Paul, to
Wow.
keep the pizza warm.
Yeah. Wow. Well, you know, I'm mystified at how the changes that's in store coming forward is that, you know, you're going to have drone deliveries within an hour, you know?
Possibility. Hey, you know what? You should get Herman to come on more in the morning when he's driving. He's behaving.
Okay.
You mean he's not practicing for the Daytona 500 this afternoon?
No, Herman's a great driver. It's the other drivers that bother me, that I'm concerned about. You know, but people just will walk right out in front of you looking down at their phone, daring
Let's
you to hit
just
them.
let's just put it this way, Paul. So far, everybody that has left their house this morning that is on the road with me is still being called by the name on their birth certificate.
Oh, boy. Curtis Dart says good morning to everybody.
Good morning, Curtis.
What's up, Curtis?
I can't see the chat, Paul.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
That's
we
why I
can't. We
thought
can't. Yeah.
If I see something, I'll shout it out to you guys.
There is a way to go into split screen with this, but it won't let me mute the YouTube channel.
Good morning,
No.
Drone Shots just popped in. Here's one for you. Gary, Brain Ariel says, near me in Kelvin, which is Ontario, the population is 13.
Stop.
I can believe that.
Stop. I know abandoned buildings that have more people in that.
Phantom Hodges said he saw in London, Ontario, yesterday advertisement on a vehicle that said weed delivered to your door with a phone number.
Yeah. Yes. There are entrepreneurs that are trying. And see, now we're on the highway. This takes us all the way around Brooklyn. If you see those tall buildings over there in that direction, this is basically downtown Brooklyn, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we're in downtown Brooklyn. We're actually going on the highway around Brooklyn.
See, Paul, so over here now, this is like considered as Clinton Hills.
Okay.
We got the Navy Yard on this side where we shot
Yeah.
videos
Over those
from,
houses there. The Brooklyn Navy Yard.
where they built a lot of ships.
Good morning,
Going
Desmond
back to
Donners.
like, what's that? Almost every war that this country's covered has ships built.
Now, I
over
don't
there.
know if you can see the Freedom Tower there in the background. Very, very tiny.
Yep.
Right about there.
Right. I see it.
So in that direction, obviously, is Manhattan, but we're going around Brooklyn to the left.
Now you see all this traffic here, Paul?
Yeah.
Now the beauty of Brooklyn is that there's someone way in the back that's smarter than all of us, so he feels that he should come all the way around and cut everybody off.
Right, there's a lane
You're
here.
going to see him.
Oh, guaranteed. It's more than one. Right there, I don't know if you can see the sign, but that says where those two smokestacks are. The building on the right says Brooklyn Navy Yard. We're that close.
Now you see right there on the corner, that used to be the Sweet and Low factory over there.
I don't know how well they can see that stuff. But give them a tour of Brooklyn.
Are you coming
Now,
to
Damn,
a,
it's hot.
are you coming to a split? Because I see a lot of cars on the right zipping to the left.
Well, see, that's
Oh,
the lane that we were
they
talking
don't-
about. That feel that they should cut everybody off on the left.
See,
Yeah.
that's the exit. That's the ramp.
That's the
to
exit. We're on the main road.
Okay.
Oh, there's a better view of the Freedom Tower. Hey, wait a minute, drone. Look. It's a paper bag, psych.
That's good.
But that's what they do.
Now you see these buildings over here to the right or to the left, I should say. Show them those two.
Yeah.
Now
Logan,
those are
Logan Carpenter says y'all should make a video travel around the city of New York.
We're working on it. We're working on it. We got to get our
You know
comedy act together.
we've gotten all of these buildings in video.
Yeah. Yeah. All of this stuff around here that we're
Now
driving
you see
past.
those buildings there, Paul, those tall buildings?
Yeah.
None of them exist when I was a kid.
Hey,
We
Lawrence.
got 2 buildings coming up here that have cranes on top of them.
Now,
Hey,
Oh,
Lawrence. Lawrence,
Yeah.
if you turn your camera sideways, will it go to full screen?
To widescreen.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because of Zoom's parameters, I don't think so. I'm sideways now.
Oh, okay.
And
All
the
right.
picture didn't widen, did it? It
Nope.
didn't widen.
No.
No, those are the parameters
Okay.
of Zoom.
Because I just
now
wondered.
they can see the two
Yeah, they can
buildings
see
with the
these 2
crane,
buildings
right?
with the cranes. Yeah.
Yep.
Now, there's a couple of other buildings around them
Right.
that they were old sweatshops and toxic warehouses
Yeah.
that they've cleaned up and found a way to get rich people to buy the apartments.
Yeah. It's really. Oh, you got me pinned, Paul. That's cool. And everyone can ride along with us.
See,
Yeah.
like some of these buildings are just refaced.
Yeah. They look like new buildings, but psych, they're not.
Like this one right here, they convinced people to buy these apartments and these old
It was an old warehouse. Oh, wait a minute. We're going under the Brooklyn Bridge right here. There's the Brooklyn Bridge. Oh, Ray, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, Herman just got kicked out of the call because Ray is calling him, so he'll be back in. But
Okay.
at least you guys could ride along with me.
I just sent Ray a link.
And there's Manhattan, guys, with the Freedom Tower over there.
Yep, I see it.
Yeah, right there's the Freedom.
Yep.
But that's downtown that's downtown Manhattan. All of this stuff we have videos of, so make sure you go to our pages and search for it. If you see these cranes in the background over here, also, we've flown all of this, the Staten Island Ferry,
Hey, Lawrence,
all of this stuff. Yeah.
your screen now is wider in the picture.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Okay, I switched the screen to the side.
Yep.
And you got me pinned?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, because if you pin my video, everybody else can see it a lot better instead of looking at a tiny box. Right here, Ray works not far from here, Cool Bick, where
Yep.
those cranes are. To the left of them, actually. We're actually going to go past there, but every place that we're passing now, we've flown. So if you see Erie, if you hear us say Erie Canal or downtown Brooklyn, all of that stuff we've gotten to already.
Yep.
And we appreciate you riding with those guys. Taxi service from Brooklyn to Brooklyn today.
Hey, Cool Bick, if you got the link, I sent you a link in your email.
Okay, all right. So when we're driving by him,
I don't know if he's at work today.
that's right, it's a holiday
It's a
today.
holiday.
That's why I thought maybe he was going flying with you guys.
He's supposed to, but I was waiting to hear from him.
And here's a trick that they do, New York's finest. You see the police car here, right?
Yep.
Usually, there's no one in it. But the terrorists don't know that. So if you're
And-
thinking about blowing
And
up
the
anything,
guy speeding doesn't know that.
right. All he sees is lights up ahead, so he slows down. I need a filter for my cell phone. because we're heading into the sun now. But all of this, see, and we're still in Brooklyn. At the infamous Verrazano Bridge that all of the ships go under. Right now we're in Red Hook. These projects over here, behind these projects over there, Ray works. And building over there in the background is called the grain terminal. The ship the Louisiane that I shot, the IKEA, Erie Park, all of that IKEA, Herman and I just did videos on.
Wow. Cool.
And there's a lot. There's New York Harbor out there if you can see it. Harbor out there if you can see it. But there's plenty to fly in New York. You just gotta know where to fly and know those rules.
John DiNardo has just joined us. He's in his car.
What's up, John?
What's up, John?
All right, we're not facing into the sun, but so we can. Well, actually, we are. But
That's really good. Even with the sun glare, it's not bad on the picture.
you know what? This isn't a Samsung and it's not an iPhone.
Now, you know what, Paul? A lot of the area that we're heading into now and that we were passing, or we passed through in the beginning, is outside of controlled airspace.
Yes, yes.
Cool Bick is in the house.
Yo, where y'all guys going, man?
Oh, well, you at work.
Yeah, I'm at work.
All right, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass through Coney Island, and then I'm going to head back over your side then.
All right, bet. So I'm here.
He just got to redo his intros and outros in Coney, and then I guess we'll head over by you.
All right, cool. So I'm here. What's up, Paul? What's up,
You
John?
see how
Hey,
nice
how
it
you
is,
doing,
man?
buddy?
Yeah.
How you doing, guys? I can't seem to get
John's there too. John DiNardo.
I'm here. I don't know how long I'll be here.
All right. You see all these buildings on the side? All of them used to be warehouses. Now they're new businesses.
Hey, Paul, I got something for you, Paul.
What's that, Ray?
I got some boats for you to shoot.
Look at the boats he's got there.
Yeah. Out where Ray is New York Harbor, yo.
Oh.
Yeah, you can see the statue out there, Paul?
Yep.
Yeah, unpin me and switch to Cool Bick. Yeah, the Statue of Liberty's right there. As long as you stay behind those white buoys, you okay.
Exactly.
Pass them, it might drop out the sky mysteriously. Go ahead, unpin me, Paul. You got to unpin me first.
I think I just did.
Okay, because there must be a delay because I'm still on screen.
All right, I'll get back to you guys. I'm gonna get back on the phone with my lady real quick. But you guys gonna pass through here, right, Herm?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Ray.
Okay, I guess
they'll never miss an opportunity to spend time with you, Ray.
Appreciate that, Paul. Thanks for the link too, brother.
You betcha. Anytime.
All right. See you later. All right, John.
All right, man. We'll catch up with you.
Okay.
Don Donato, where are you headed to?
Staples.
He's going to Staples.
Oh,
The office ran out of ink cartridges for all the business.
okay.
I think he's frozen right now. So
You might have to restart.
Yeah, I'm gonna pin. Oh, yeah, he's gone now.
I'm still up. Oh, this gigantic building right there in the background. Oh, well, let me see if I can get it from a different angle. That gigantic building is a Brooklyn Army terminal. That building goes for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks. That's how big it is. In fact, when I take the ferry to Brooklyn, that's all New York Harbor in the background. But when I take the ferry to Brooklyn, it drops me off right in front of this building. This Brooklyn Army terminal. Let me see something. Oh, shoot. I can zoom in. I love modern technology.
You're gonna turn into the ultimate cameraman now.
Oh, it's on now. Does my picture freeze when I zoom in?
No.
No. Okay, cool. All right. Oh, wait, there's a ship right here, Paul. I'm gonna get. It says the Atlas on the side. What it is, what type of ship, I couldn't tell you right now until I get closer. Let's see if we can zoom in. See, there's a ferry docking right there.
Right back.
And
Mia's bark.
a ship. There's the ship. I'm trying to keep you guys a steady picture here. That's the most I can zoom in on it. All these little blue and white ships, all these little blue and white ships in the water are free. I didn't know I could zoom in. I didn't know I could zoom in while I was live. That's interesting. But we're more than halfway there, right, Herman?
Mm-hmm.
The Verrazano Bridge, this bridge that's coming up, believe it or not, the ships can't pass under it free willy. They have to wait for the tide to come in and go out. Because if the tide is too high, ships can't pass under it. And I'm talking like those 14-story cruise ships, the ones that look like skyscrapers laying on their side. But this is the area, Paul, where we literally chase ships. All of the ships that leave New York Harbor go out under this bridge right here. Then they head down south towards the islands or across straight out to open sea to the UK, to Europe. And with today's fun fact,
Paul still there?
Still there, Paul? Hello?
His microphone looks like it's muted if you guys can hear me.
Oh, okay. Yes, we can. All right. Well,
Okay.
Looks like we're all driving today.
yeah, man.
Paul.
We're getting ready to go hit up famous Coney Island, Brooklyn. Then we're gonna go hang over by Ray.
Nice.
I was thinking about shooting at Brooklyn Cyclone Stadium and making that a video, being that baseball season has started up.
Could do that. Well,
Which-
Because I haven't shot everything.
preseason.
Which bridge is that right now?
This is the Verrazano Bridge.
The
What
Verrazano.
happens is every ship that comes into New York
Go on the
Harbor,
fort across the way there.
yeah, across the water, there's actually a little fort. You see that beige building there?
Yep.
That's a fort. And every ship that leaves New York Harbor, passenger or cargo, cannot pass under this bridge until they get clearance out here in the open water. There's nothing but open ocean out here. But they come in before they come to New York Harbor. They have to go through customs.
Right.
So a customs ship pulls up to them, make sure their papers are right, and then once they're cleared, they're allowed to go into New York Harbor, which is on exactly the other side of that bridge. Once you pass under it, you're in New York Harbor.
So that's different. I would have thought that they would come and dock, and then they would be customs would board and check them. They check them before.
Oh no, they make them dock out here. There's usually at the beginning of the week, there's usually hundreds, well not hundreds, I'd say 50 or 60 large container ships and all types of ships. They have to anchor out there. Customs drives up to them with a boat. They check their papers. They make sure everything's right. And then after that, they're cleared and assigned a tugboat and brought into New York Harbor.
Wow.
Even from
Nice.
here, we've flown. This area here.
Now the Army base is over here.
Yeah. You have Fort Hamilton Army Base right here behind us.
Logan Carpenter, what I have it pinned. That's the reason you don't see all the big boxes.
Yeah, he has me pinned so you guys could take the trip and tour through Brooklyn.
Yeah, this is our travel log.
Hey, Herman, we may have to start something here.
Yeah.
Because what I'll do is I'll get a camera. No, I'll get a GoPro camera and an adapter and run it through my phone
Yep.
so I can stream it.
Yep.
We're almost at Coney Island. You see this little peninsula over here?
Yep.
That starts, well, that's seaside, but where the buildings, Seagate, where the buildings start at, just past those buildings is on Coney Island.
Yeah. See, this is great stuff. You guys should be, once a week go out and do a travel log around the big city.
Right?
But those guys are at it again. Started on the Paul Murray
those
show.
Guys.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're off the highway, and we're getting off the highway now.
Okay. So now
Let me
you're going to
check
go
my
back
battery,
onto the
man. I don't have a
regular
charging with me.
onto the regular streets. Is that where you're going to go?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. We're at local streets. It wasn't that long a ride, was it?
No, it wasn't too
No.
bad.
We're like maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes away from Coney Island now.
Well, I think the neat part for you two is that you were able to point out places that normally you just it's there and you say, okay, there it is, there it is, there. But
But you know why? We go by it so much
yes,
that we kind of take it for granted.
yeah,
But people that haven't seen New York or Brooklyn,
yeah.
I think Herman got cut again. He's got a phone call. But what's funny is everybody who lives in New York doesn't appreciate it. Like I've never been to the Statue of Liberty, but I've flown there.
Yeah.
You know, I was at the old World Trade Center. I haven't been to the new Freedom Tower yet.
Good
Actually,
morning,
I have.
Al
I've been.
Diaz.
What's up, Al Diaz? But this is all leading up to Coney Island. This is actually a private amusement park for kids that's separate on its own, just to it's a family park, you know, you can go to after you get a good meal with your little ones and hang out and stuff. But the real park is coming up, Coney Island. I don't know if you can see, but in the background there is the parachute ride. It's just
Oh.
over this car there.
Coney Island. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, by the way, they claim is 200 feet, 250 feet high. And we beg to differ because we fly it quite often. And when I'm usually looking down at it, I'm usually at about 300 and change. There's the highway that we just got off of there.
Okay.
This is Calvert Vaux Park. Have you ever seen any of Herman's videos or anyone that does a video from Calvert Vaux? This is the park.
Well, I have a question. You're passing a bunch of cars on the right that look like they're parked in the middle of the street. What is that all about?
That's the parking lane because you see the green line? That's
Yeah,
for
yeah.
bikes. So the middle is parking.
So, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. That's how that goes. Here's
'Cause
parking.
I was trying to figure out who the hell's parking in the middle of the highway.
With the boats,
You're
the
not
yellow
back in. You got to
submarine.
come join back in. Oh, yeah. The yellow submarine is back in this park, Calvert Vaux Park, also. And this is all Calvert Vaux. But there's the parachute ride right there.
Oh yeah.
We're getting closer to it. We're like blocks away now.
Now is that where you're going to go fly?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Herman shot a video at the parachute ride yesterday, but he wasn't able to do an intro and an outro. So he's
Okay,
going
okay.
back to do the intro and outro, and then maybe I'll put in a battery and try to fly a minor league stadium.
Well, that's when you were talking about yesterday on those guys about how windy it was, right?
Yes, yes. And today it's completely opposite. I'm sitting here sweating now, almost,
Wow.
and we're in the truck now. But yesterday it was nicer in my neighborhood, and I'm further out on the ocean than this park, and I don't understand it. When I got off the train yesterday, the sun was out, the wind wasn't blowing, the trees were perfectly calm, and when I left this place, people had hoodies and coats on and scarves.
Wow.
Yeah, we are maybe 4, 5, 6 blocks away. Excuse me. Hey, Paul, see, you didn't even have to do a live stream today. You just sat back and pinned
Yeah, just sit
us.
back. You guys do it all for me.
We might have to do this on the Paul Murray show so they don't get used to seeing it on ours.
Joe Max says you guys need to live stream some of your flights.
I was thinking about that and I figured out a way how, but unfortunately I have to send my controller back because the processor's bad. Every time I start up my drone, it beeps and asks me to recalibrate. And one of the 107 pilots told me he had the same issue. Now, if you can see right there, the parachute ride is back there.
Okay.
It's behind the corner of this building. We're going to go around. You'll be able to see it better. But I'm tired of having to recalibrate my remote every time I go fly.
Yeah.
And a friend told me that it was the processor. So now my remote has to go back. There's the parachute ride. See?
Good
Infamous
morning,
Coney
Builder
Island.
710. How you doing? Good morning. Al Diaz
Builder
made
710.
Al Diaz made a comment. He said, "This is a cool format film before you get to your location to fly."
Yeah, we were thinking about all of that. Then Herman would have to put Velcro strips in his car so we wouldn't have to hold the cameras
Yeah,
and we could switch around. But it's something worth looking into.
yeah,
If you see these big stadium lights
right.
over on this side, that's a minor league stadium
Wait, yeah,
for baseball.
the parachute ride is really visible now.
Yeah, that's how big it is, dude.
Yeah.
That's
Looks-
literally how big it is.
It looks like a
And there's more
UFO
amusement
hovering.
park that way.
It looks like a UFO hovering in the air.
Remember we were talking about how much they're building in Brooklyn? There's no place you can go in New York City, the 5 boroughs, where you can't see cranes up and they're building something. And this is MCU Park, which is actually the parking lot to the baseball stadium. The umbrella, the parachute ride is behind it along the beach, which is where we're headed.
What is it? You got to pay to park? Is that what's?
No,
This minor league stadium here.
Ah,
It's built on the old footprint here. of what used to be
Herman's got his camera mute and his microphone muted.
you're muted, Herman. Yeah, because I couldn't hear the double echo. This is a new steel coaster.
Can you
here.
hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Steeplechase Park used to be here, and
Back where the stadium was.
it burnt down many years ago. And that's why they actually closed the old parachute drop. But the parachute drop had its issues without that, But they tried to rebuild some of this out here where this new roller coaster is here.
Yeah.
But a lot of this here was destroyed with the fire.
Yeah. Yeah, they had a major fire here. Some say it was insurance because the stuff that burnt
Well,
was very specific.
well, what happened was
Well,
a
there's
couple of
Nathan.
guys.
Infamous Nathan's hot dog
Nathan.
eating contest. Every year you see the hot dog eating contest from Nathan's.
That's
This is where it is. Done.
that's the
Down
original.
this here.
Nathan.
That's cool.
This
That
is
is
the
cool.
original Nathan's from back in 1916.
Wow.
But
Down that street where the payloader shovel is where they have the hot dog eating contest.
what happened was some guys were working on an attraction for, the night before
Uh-huh.
out here one night at the park, and something happened, and there was a fire broke out, and it burnt more than 2/3 of the park.
Yeah. And as you see how everything is spread out, everything used to be bunched up together and made of wood, of course. So, of course, wood catches wood and catches more wood.
Sure.
But that's the infamous Nathan's right there. Right in front on that side there is where they have the hot dog eating contest and the television shows and all of that. All of the television
Well,
cameras.
there's a Popeye's chicken too.
You're going down the Cyclone block.
I got to park somewhere. This is now entering over by Luna.
There's the Ferris wheels, infamous
Yeah.
Wonder Wheel. I don't think we can park past these red signs. That's why everyone's down here. We might have to do the back end on the other side. But see, the park, it goes this way, and as we're making a U-turn, you can see it's really a large size, decent size amusement park.
Wow.
And of course, all those buildings. Imagine, and every Friday in the summer, they have fireworks. So if you live in those buildings right there, you don't even have to come to the park. You just look out your window. And get see the fireworks. All right. Today's small fact. How long has the Brooklyn Cyclone been up? Can anyone Google that and find out how long the Brooklyn Cyclone, Coney Island Cyclone has been up? Because we're about to see it. One of the first wooden coasters in the United States, right, Herman?
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
if you've never seen the infamous, what's that?
the parachute
jump out.
the parachute drop might be older, and that was from like 1897.
1927.
And now you get to see. Now you get to see how big that Ferris wheel is when I get out. Not bad. We could be tourists.
And that's still a wood roller coaster there, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is still wood. Herman's backing in now. I could show you the underplating because where he's parking at is actually, you can see the raw wood. There are very few wood roller coasters as old as this one here.
Yeah.
And trust me, when the cars go over it, you hear the wood creaking and everything.
Well, that's what they say, is that because the wood roller coasters are the most favored because they're not as rigid as the steel ones. They kind
Right,
of
but you
sway.
actually feel the wood bending it with the car.
Yep.
All right. I'm out now, right under it. Okay, and I don't know if you can see,
Oh,
but
yeah.
the coloring, but all of that's brown. All of this is wood. The whole thing is wood all the way through. And now that I'm out of the car, you can see how big the Ferris wheel is.
Yep.
You won't really get to see it until we get around to the other side, but hold on a second. I'm gonna go dark for a second because I have to put my bag on my back.
Max Air 420, good morning. We are taking a tour with Herman and Lawrence of those
Yes,
guys.
at Coney Island, out in Coney Island, Brooklyn now.
Coney Island.
Of course, the park is shut down, but this is the world's famous. I don't know if you can see the words over here about here, but world's famous Cyclone wooden roller coaster, over 100 years old, if I'm correct.
1927 it was built.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, see, so like I said, the parachute drop is older.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, where we're headed, if you guys can see the parachute drop in the background there,
Yep.
we're going to walk along the boardwalk and head up that way.
You know, as famous as the Cyclone is, that parachute drop is the symbol of Coney Island.
Right. Now, I don't know how true this is. You're going to have to fact check me, but I do remember them shutting down the parachute ride because people were getting stuck at the top. One or two people have gotten killed. The chute didn't open up and things like that. So fact check me on that, but I do know one or two people have died on that ride. Now, as you see this Ferris wheel here, at direct middle, they usually have cars in between.
Uh-huh.
Some of the cars swing out and some of them are stay positioned. They actually swing out towards the edge like they're going to go flying off the Ferris wheel.
Wow.
And since Hurricane Sandy, this is the main power supply for the whole park. They raised it about one story off of the ground, because when the hurricane hit, the entire electrical system, of course, was demolished due to salt
Flooded
water.
out. Yeah.
Here's a better view of the cyclone now.
Yeah.
You guys can see it.
That's some great view right there.
Now, Paul, you see what they did with that service room? They
Uh-huh.
did that in almost all of the buildings along the shoreline in Manhattan.
Yes.
When after Hurricane Sandy, I was stuck down there
They,
doing changes on those to put in new service rooms. That they wanted to do was bring the generator and the service room upstairs from out of the basement. So is that if this ever happened
Right.
again, the building wouldn't lose power.
and because of that storm, the same thing is being done in all of the housing developments in New York City, which is basically all of the power supply, the steam, everything is up on the roof. The only thing that's left in the building right now, in the bottoms of the apartment buildings, are just the plumbing.
Anything built close to anything built close to the shoreline won't have the generators down in the basement anymore.
Yeah,
Right,
drone,
not
drone
anymore.
shots, that is Coney Island drone shots, yes.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Now, as you see, it's, I don't know if you're hearing wind through my mic. If you are, I might have to put my hood on, but now you can see how big the parachute ride is because we're about a quarter of a mile away from it.
Yep.
And you see how it looms.
And that's a
But-
big ass boardwalk too.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, the New York Aquarium is down this way, the gray building. Hey, you want to see a cool painting? On the side of this building here. Let me see if I can zoom in so I don't have to walk down there.
Yep. Yeah, I see it.
All of that's right where we had our meetup at yesterday.
Ah,
I'm trying to walk with the camera like sideways, so if you guys can't see the picture, let me know.
we need to get you
Right.
one of those camera holders.
Well, usually I have my Osmo and I'm doing this, but I didn't know I'd be going live from my phone for so long.
Well, you're,
This is like the main entrance because these parks are now individual parks. They used to be one giant park before the fire.
Not one big theme park anymore.
Well, no, what it is it's Luna Park,
Vendors?
right? And it's one park, but each ride, and it's always been like that at Coney Island, where you can enter the park, but you have to pay each individual ride.
Yeah.
Right,
I think back when it opened, it was a quarter or something like that.
right, for each individual ride. And as you see, there's
Now,
barely walking room in there.
now, honestly, coming here, you might as well take the trip to Jersey.
And go to Great Adventure. Because it's like $60. Hold on.
Either that or
Here's the passes.
to the Meadowlands, to the indoor.
$70 for an all-day pass, $42 for kids under. And that's $42 for each kid under 48 inches and $70 for each kid or adult that's over 48 inches, 4 feet. So they make a killing. They stay crowded all the time.
And Paul, these rides were new when you were a kid.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's the same. Some of them are the same rides.
Yeah, Joe Max said he saw a film called Warriors Made in New York, and the park was the main.
Oh, Warriors. Yes, their home base was Coney Island. Yes.
Yes.
If the infamous movie Warriors, it was about a bunch of gangs in New York
Yep.
City,
Yeah.
and they framed the gang for killing one of these group leaders that were trying to unite the gangs to go against the police. And the gist of the movie is they've had to get all the way from Harlem, New York, back here to Coney Island because this
Actually,
was
from
their
the
home
Bronx,
base.
Van
Oh, from the
Cortlandt.
Bronx. Yes, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe Mack was right.
You're muted, Herman, again? I can't hear you. You're talking and we can't hear you.
I don't know why.
Because there you go. Now it's,
Now you can hear you.
yeah. You might want to repeat that.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember I was telling you about the subway, Paul?
Right.
Well, the train up there by Van Cortlandt Park, you can't get any further. You can't get any further north than that. They had to get from all the way up there, all the way back here to the most southern tip of our subway system.
Yeah. And then
There's
he came
another
back
Nathan.
here.
Yeah.
Yes, this one is actually just one to have on the boardwalk, but it's still affiliated through them. But that other building is the actual building. This is
bet.
just
I'll bet in warm weather, though, all of those places are jammed up, aren't they?
standing
Oh, yeah, you
room
wanna-
only.
You want to come out here in the summertime? Everybody's out here having a good time. They
And
go and they don't go home. They go from the beach to these little bars and stuff over here. And hang
yeah.
out.
And there's only standing room only. But because here's all of this is beachfront. All of that's beachfront there in the Atlantic Ocean going out towards Europe.
So it's like a
Stuff
public
like-
beach.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Yeah, everything's wide open to the public. And some of these shops, as you see, don't close all year round because of tourism. Like there are people inside with winter coats buying summer stuff from Coney Island. You know?
Hey, drone shot.
Yeah, you remember?
says-
Sweatshirts.
Hold on, you mentioned the Warriors,
Yeah.
the movie? That white shirt right there says Warriors on it. Yes.
Drone Shot says Phantom. He says, let's go and find the Impractical Jokers.
Oh, the Impractical Jokers. These guys are funny. I would like to run into them because I would go along with it and then tell Sal to get up off the floor from laughing so hard. We're slowly getting closer to the ride. Now, down this street is the very last stop on a lot of trains because this is like a hub where everyone who couldn't afford to drive to Brooklyn, that major subway station down there is where you get off to come to the park.
Well,
And
it's the most southern tip.
yeah, any further you'd be in the ocean right here. Now, see, there's the original Nathan's building down there.
Train that comes that far. Now, you know what, Paul? It's a sickness, everybody. You can't come to Coney Island and leave it.
Yeah, if you come
gotta
here
stop
and
it.
you don't, if you get something, it has to be from Nathan's, and it's always a hot dog and something else. Yep.
Or the fried
Yeah.
clams. Some people come out here for the frog legs.
Right.
John
But, I don't know, I can't
Coopy
get
said
into
it's
that
the Paul show from the boardwalk, but it should be the Herman and Lawrence show. from
Here
the
we
boardwalk.
go. Don't be starting nothing. Don't be starting nothing, Paul.
I'm going to have to
But-
work on a new thumbnail. I can see that.
This ride here is called the Thunderbolt. As I get better at FPV, it's a new steel coaster. I'm literally going to fly this thing once I get better in FPV because it goes down the full length of the block. So as I come from around this building, you'll actually get to see how long it goes.
Oh, wow. Look at all
It
those.
goes all the way. Right. Now I want to power loop all of that stuff. And this is the launch. It goes straight up the launch and then it goes down the rest of the track. That's an
Wow.
objective of mine, to
Wow.
fly, since I'm learning how to fly FPV.
You're going to have to bring your cams along with that, baby. I can see this is going to turn into a whole series.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of stuff planned for the summer. It's just not having enough hours and time in the day to do everything and still be able to get sleep and deal with family.
Well, you
Now
guys.
this
you
is an
guys-
angle.
You guys
See
couldn't have
that
picked a
there?
better day.
Well, he mentioned family. Now, I've heard people tell me when I tried to go live or when I tried to pull the camera out when the family was around, this is not a business trip for us. So, who knows? We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we will. You guys seem to have enjoyed. Oh, I can cover up the mic. If you guys seem to have enjoyed this little trip here, we'll see what those guys can do this year. We'll have a few travel. Here's the other side of the coaster.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you see this empty lot here?
Yep.
All of this is where Steeplechase Park used to be.
Right. All of this field here.
So probably prime land for new additions to Coney Island. Huh?
Oh, slowly.
Well, who knows what they're going to do? But I can't see them putting an apartment building or something right smack there.
No, this,
Who's to say
right.
that
They wouldn't
wouldn't?
allow it.
Now, what
Stranger
would be
things have
nice?
happened.
What would be nice would be a hotel right there.
No. Who would stay there?
People that want to go to the park for a couple of days.
All right, Paul. Now I'm starting to have to look up at this tower.
Paul, the only problem with that is, and I'll explain this to you. Other than the one of the videos that I did with these two new buildings coming up,
Uh-huh.
if you're facing away from the water, it's to the left of that is Seagate. That's all gated community. Outside of that, you remember the movie The Warriors that you were talking about?
Yep.
The element's still there.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
The Coney Island gangs are still alive and well. Huh?
Yeah,
They may not be gangs,
but they're still alive and well
but they still alive. And well.
and flourishing. Now this is new too. There used to be a wooden pier that went out about half the length of this. Now, this pier goes out actually double the length of the wooden pier that used to be out there. And they have two awnings across the top. If you go high enough with your drone, it says Coney Island on those two flat awnings over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Elliot lost a drone over there, flying off the tip of there. But now I'm going to
love
show you
Elliot,
how
but
close
that
we
doesn't-
are.
I love
You-
Elliot, but that doesn't surprise me.
I'm going to show you how close we are. Looking down from my feet like this, we are at almost virtually under the parachute ride, which is, and on a windy day, you can see it swaying in the wind. Now, I don't know what kind of steel that this sucker's made out of, but they need to make more stuff like it.
Yeah, hold it.
Wow.
Where are you going? There's a bathroom over there? Yeah, go ahead. In fact, I'm going to show you the stadium. This is a new minor. It's a minor league stadium. It's not new. It's been here maybe 5 or 6 years. I hope the wind is gone.
And there's a minor team that plays there, minor league.
Yes. The Mets minor league team plays there. Cyclones.
The Brooklyn Cyclones. And I've been here. I've shot this parachute. I've shot that coaster. I've even seen that loop right there. I've flown through there with my Phantom several times, just because it
Wow.
looks good. I fly through there and fly straight to the Ferris wheel. But this is the Brooklyn Cyclones stadium. I got to stand up on a bench here. And on Friday nights, after every game, they have a fireworks after the game. And then people who are along the beach, they get to see that fireworks there, and they get to see the fireworks display down by the Ferris wheel.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's
So
kind of,
it's a pretty festive place then.
yeah, it is. But as you see, we're right here. I was just on this bench right there, and I can't hold my hands straight enough, and plus it's not windy enough, but you can actually see it swaying in the wind on a windy day. Now, this whole thing is lit up during certain times of the year. During the summer, it's lit up every day. And I know a few people that fly FPV that have flown through the tops, those holes up there, went up and dived down through the holes in there. And yesterday, a guy actually flew through the bottom and rose all the way up like that in the middle of it with his Mavic 2. I told him he was a damn fool.
Wow.
And this building here is the carousel. They used to have a famous carousel that I think they saved some of it from the fire, and now it's in this building. But welcome to Brooklyn, New York.
Sure.
I'm actually waiting for Herman. Actually waiting for Herman to come out of the bathroom so then I can go. But this is Coney Island, Brooklyn. This is now during the summertime, you can't even see the wood for all the people out here.
Joe Mack wants to know if either one of you, you or Herman, have done the parachute drop.
No, they closed it down. They closed it down. I don't quote me on this, but they closed it down. I remember them closing it down somewhere in the 50s or 60s because what happened is because it's along the beach and it's so windy, people would actually get stuck up there. The mechanism to release the parachute wouldn't release. Then they'd have to go up and free the person. And also, one or two people, the parachute didn't open upon hitting the ground, which of course, which would be a fatality. So not many people got to ride it. Plus Joe Mack, I'm only 56, man. I'd have to be 100 and something to have ridden this thing. But it goes to show you what good old American steel used to build, because
Sure.
it's been up for that long, And I'm standing in the middle of the boardwalk here. And you see how wide it is.
Yeah, I can.
All of this was destroyed.
Now, have
All of
you,
this was gone.
Lawrence, you've been there in the summertime. That would be wall to wall people, wouldn't it?
Yes, yes. In fact, you see how the people, I'm going to try and zoom in. You see how they almost look semi bunched up down here?
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to see the boardwalk in the
Wow.
summertime. And voom. If you don't wear shades, your wife is going to slap you. That's all I'm going to say. Because
So-
the women in the bikinis up here,
Pretty,
every possible nationality you could think of.
pretty scantily clad, I take it.
Scantily is an understatement. You should see what they wear here in New York. I don't know about where you are, but some of these things I wouldn't even call a bathing suit.
Wow.
You know, if you could put pasties over a nipple, that's pretty close.
Wow.
But yeah, once I get better at FPV, I'm going to fly this coaster from end to end as if I'm riding it. That's my objective. As if I was in a car on it. Because it starts at this, wait a minute, my finger is not in front of the camera. It starts here and goes up. And then that one little hill pushes it all the way down. And it goes all the way down to the street there, which is pretty far. And then it comes back around. Just an objective, a bucket list thing for me, you know?
Well, I think this is actually a great travel log for people. I mean, you got millions of people who've never been to New York City. And
Well, see, that's why I started flying drones, to show people
Yep.
that it's not all about piss in the subway stations and homeless people sitting on the ground. And you understand what I'm saying?
right.
Most of these people that are up here now are people who live in a neighborhood and or tourists.
Right.
They come to New York City and everyone wants to see the famous parachute ride and the infamous cyclone, which is down that way. You know, it's mostly a Russian community here. And in fact, back in the 70s, it used to be heavily run by Russian mobsters, more like down where the buildings and houses are.
Well, I think I remember a couple of movies where they were set along the boardwalk there, where the Russian mobsters would be sitting there having their cappuccinos or whatever. And
Now, yesterday, Paul, it was so windy up here, and we saw a Russian guy jogging by in the sand with just shorts and boxing gloves on. And this dude must have been about 70 years old, because he literally looked like he was 70, but he had that golden bronze tan,
yeah,
and you could see he was fit. I wouldn't want to tangle with him unless I had a 2x4. And that's we're talking, and that's a 70-something-year-old man I'm talking about. But
Know
he
what I
was, he was
missed?
definitely nothing much. I'm standing right
I
out
hear you
here waiting for
talking
you to
about-
come out.
Hey,
No, the Russian dude. Oh, you had to go all the way down there? Had I known that, I would have walked down with you. Why don't you switch to your camera and I'll switch out
hello?
and run. Yeah, now we can hear you.
Yeah, the phone rang.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was saying, why don't you switch out to your camera if you want to talk, and I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. That'll give me a chance to run to the bathroom. You're going to wait here or
I'll be over here. We'll be
over
on
by the
bench
benches?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll be back. Guys, I'm going to go dark for a minute,
okay.
if you don't mind. Have to go to the little boy's room.
So yeah, Paul. This actually I used to go to high school not too far from here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it's actually you could walk from here, or you could catch the train 2 stops. You know, that's and like I said, I used to leave the house in the morning and dress one way in the wintertime. And by the time I get out here, sometimes it wasn't enough clothes. It's really, I don't understand why it's so cold out here. You know, that was part of what I was saying to you about this parachute drop. That when it was open, and it was an attraction here at Coney Island, a lot of days it was actually closed because the fact that the wind from off the ocean would cause it to sway too much.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, it would cause it to sway too much. And, you know, this thing opened in 1897, you know, so you think about that. Whew. They didn't have, I guess, the sophistication in bungee cords and stuff like that back then, like they have now. So a lot of this had to be shut down. Plus, I think they used to bring you up from the bottom, take you up, and then you would drop. Sounds like fun, huh?
Oh boy. It sounds like something.
I don't know if I could have. I don't know if I could have done that.
Well, I think there's a couple of other places around the country that does have a parachute drop as well. I think Cedar Point has one,
Okay.
but I don't think it's as high as that one.
Yeah. I mean, in all actuality, I mean, this is high, but I've seen things that seem like they're high. Like they have, I think, what was it? I don't know. I don't want to quote me on this one, but I think they had things where people were doing that out there in Las Vegas. Didn't they have the people bungee jump from that
Oh yeah,
that tower out there?
Yeah, it had an arm swung out or
And
something. Yeah.
and that's much taller than this,
Yep.
you know. But I guess for when this was built, because from here you could from the top of this thing you could probably see clear out, you know, into Brooklyn, you know, because when I put the drone up, the drone can see quite a distance. Because from over at Calvert Vaux Park, which is, let me see if I can switch this camera around. Let me see, how do you do that? Oh boy, you know, I'm not actually sure how to do that now. Okay, wait. Did that do it?
Yeah.
Okay, you see how here now, this is the minor league stadium here.
Yep.
Okay, straight back off to the left. If you went straight back out that way, it'll take you straight back to Calvert Vaux Park. Now, a lot of the guys have flown over here from Calvert Vaux Park from by the airfield because it's a clean shot out the back of the park, right across the water, and you just have to travel about 4 or 5 blocks.
Yeah.
And you're here. Now, I guess if you stay up at 300 feet, you clear everything.
Hey, everybody in the chat, thanks for coming in, and make sure you hit the like button before you leave. But we're traveling with Herman, Lawrence, and they have come from their location in the Bronx, and they're coming out here to Coney Island. They're going to fly. And
No, Paul. Herman lives in Brooklyn. He came from the other side of Brooklyn, and I came from Queens.
Queens
to Brooklyn to fly in Brooklyn.
Okay. Yeah, my mistake.
In fact, hold on. If you take this waterway, can you see going in this direction towards the cyclone?
Yeah.
I can be home by car in 45 minutes. That's how close it is. But to go meet Herman, I have to go to one part of Brooklyn where the train is, then he picks me up, and then we decide where we're going. I think Herman's still there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, I'm hearing all these funny space sounds or something. Oh,
I'm here. That's probably what's going on in the area, and the wind.
Okay. I'm hearing all of these little bleeding and strange sounds. That's a possibility. Yeah, I'll be there in a minute. I'm not far from where you are, of course, you know that. But guys, we're gonna have to get out of here. Herman's got to do his intro. and I'm gonna fly this. I'm gonna fly this minor league stadium. Probably get a video out of it.
Thanks for being with us this morning, and you guys really made a difference. A lot of people truly did enjoy in the chat watching your trip today. Thanks
Well,
again.
maybe those guys will work on a format for doing a live stream while we're traveling to go fly.
Yep.
You know,
That's exactly.
it's
That,
not.
that would really. That'd be cool.
It's not hard technology wise. I mean, we just did it in the car. I would
Done
like
it
to go.
before. When I went to Long Island City, I did it when I went to Long Island City, where I put the Osmo in the thing on the dash.
Yeah.
And it was able to pick up the whole trip to Long Island City. I mean, I couldn't use all of the footage because of the length of time,
Sure.
but I cut it up here and there and put it in how it was necessary.
Yeah. Put little clips in. Sure.
Yeah, sped it up, and you see me slow it down at the end as I'm getting out the car.
Yep.
Hollywood style.
Yeah.
Hollywood rock stars. That's what it is. Hollywood rock stars.
That's it.
I'm not trying to be a rock star, just a star.
There you go. Okay, guys. Well, thanks for coming in.
All right, Paul.
No problem, man.
You guys have a good flight.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, man. Thank you much. And be sure to check out the Paul Murray Show Monday nights at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And
On Wednesday night with those guys, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
and Sunday nights at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And,
Yep.
and don't forget, Paul Murray goes live whenever he feels like it. So it could be,
Yes,
it could pop up at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't matter.
this is true. Anyway, it's been fun, guys. All right.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Thanks,
right.
Herman. Thanks,
All
Lauren.
right.
Later, Paul.
All right,
Oh,
Paul,
Ray
later.
just. Hey, wait a minute. Ray just came back.
All right.
back,
Well,
bro.
we getting ready to go fly.
They're
Okay, go
getting ready to go fly.
Later, man. Later,
I'll
guys.
catch you a little bit.
Okay,
Okay. Bye, Herman.
All right.
they're gonna get their flyer, huh, Paul?
Yeah, that is some great video of that they made.
Oh yeah, that was cool, right?
Yeah, good. Because Ray, everybody across the country and across the world, they have never been to New York.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And
That's why we keep putting up some good shots and good
Yep.
videos, man.
just to ride along on that trip as they came over there to Coney Island, that was pretty spectacular. I mean, because
Yeah.
the average person only sees little snips and clips, but when you
Right.
see the whole process, that's something.
That was a nice drive from the BQE all the way over to the Bell Parkway to get to Coney Island.
Yep.
Yeah, so when they'll be back on this side later on, they're gonna stop back this way before they go home. So
Cool.
yeah.
Cool. That's great. That's
So
great.
how long you gonna be on?
Probably another half hour or so.
All right, I gotta go take care of some work real quick. So I'll try to catch back with you. If not,
Okay.
I'll catch up with you later. All right.
Okay, you bet. Thanks, Ray,
Bye,
for
brother.
coming in.
Anytime, brother Murray. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Have a good day, brother.
Yep, you too.
Okay.
So that was interesting. I enjoyed it. I hope everybody else did too. We got to see a little bit of New York City. Yes, it's winter. Yes, it's cold, but we got a chance to see the sights before it gets so crowded. All you're going to see is people anyway. So, yeah, I've never seen anything. I mean, I've seen a picture of Coney Island. I've seen a picture of this, a picture of that, but I've never seen it from, the perspective of you being right there and walking or in a car going by places. And yeah, that was pretty spectacular, I thought. Anybody else have the same thoughts, or what did you think about Yeah, that was good. Was really good. So anyway, I think what everybody is. I think a lot of people have checked in. I don't know what the status of Roger, how he's doing with his getting his license plates on his car. Um, so, um, having said that, uh, it looks like there's not too many people watching us right now. We got 10 people watching us, I guess. I'm going to update that because I think that is not the correct data. Because if it's been 10 for a while, so I'm going to hit the F5 and let's see, roll the dice and see what it comes up with. You know, if we get down to where it's not very many people watching, I think what we'll do is we'll bail out and for the morning because we don't want to keep everybody from watching what's going on. But yeah, and I didn't see Lyndon come in. Chat. Yeah, Manau, they did know a lot. And Lynn's here. Last time she was in New York City was in 86. And a lot has changed. And you know, that's the neat thing about what just occurred because of the kindness of Lawrence and Herman, those guys in New York City. Of course, Herman, you can see his channel, Phantom Flight 101, and Lawrence's Novice Squads. Is what a great bunch of guys to share that with us, knowing that in their lives they probably have met a lot of people that didn't know anything about what they get to experience on a regular basis and we don't. So it was really was good. Lynn says she's been here the entire time. I thought she'd be in here slapping me a little bit. She wasn't. But it made the time go by really fast because of Herman and Lawrence. And it started out Herman driving, and then Lawrence met him. He got out of the subway because he came from Far Rockaway to, I think the Bronx is where Herman picked him up, and then they came over to Coney Island. So I thought it was really good. Everybody, Lynn, watch the chat for me. I'm going to be right back. Mia wants to go out. Okay. Come on. Go ahead. Goodbye. Okay, gang, I'm back. Yeah, Lynn doesn't think that everybody wants her to be on camera. She keeps telling me that over and over again. But I think she would be at a really nice perspective to come on camera. And she doesn't have to be the star of the show, but she can be a contributor. Yep. Everybody, we need to kind of tell Lynn that we would like to see her come on once in a while. She has the computer. She can do it. She just is doesn't want to be on, but I think she could add an awful lot online. I mean, Lynn has a very good background. She was a attack helicopter pilot in Vietnam. She served in the Air Force. That's where she started in the Air Force flying jets. Then she went during Vietnam. She was a helicopter attack pilot in Vietnam. She's got a wealth of information. Then she finished off her career 20 some plus years working as a Department of Investigative Services out of the Pentagon. So she's been all over the world doing stuff. And I just think that kind of experience would add a lot to whatever live stream she decided to go on, but she shouldn't just blanket not go on. She's got the opinion that nobody cares, nobody would ever. Yep, that's right, Phenomena. She does. But I've been working on it. But, sometimes the people that are close to you get shut down faster than maybe just some friends that would just say, hey, we're not going to judge you. We're not going to attack you. You're part of the group and join in. Yeah, she still gets a little bit of harassment when she goes to veteran things, and she has a hat on that says veteran and all of her different stuff that she's served in different branches, and they'll come up and say, "Oh, was your husband in the military?" And that really smokes her, because everybody just assumes that it was her husband. Although she was married for a while and did have a child. She was married to a guy that was in the military. He was a colonel, I think, or was he a major? Anyway, he was a major pain in her ass. But yes, he was a specialist in rocketry, and the rockets they fire off the jets. That was his forte. Well, she used to actually have command. She wasn't just flying Hueys; she was flying Cobras, where she had all the control of all the missiles and the I don't know, was a 50 cal. Lynn, what was on the front of that? But it was a high speed gun, that's for sure. I don't know, maybe by my bringing it up, I might have chased her off. Let me see if she's still here. Yeah, she's here, still here. Lynn's probably going to be mad at me for bringing it up. Yeah, she's not going to take my call.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
I'm sorry, Lynn. We'll let it go. Oh, Lynn is back. Yep, Lynn is a special person, and she is my personal hero. And she hates it when I say that, but the fact is still a fact. Lynn has a wealth of information and knowledge, and she really has gone over and above serving our country. So that's my 2 cents. So Lynn, I have one question. Are you still here? Yeah. Well, we might be beating that horse a little bit too much. My only question was, Lynn, if you wanted to answer, is I don't know what the armaments were on the Cobra helicopters. I know it had a chain gun, I think, on it, but it also had rockets too. And we were just wondering what was on the Cobra helicopter that you flew. And I know it's front and back. You had a gunner in the front and a pilot in the back. So anyway, anybody doing any flying today, or pretty much everybody grounded or busy or got other things going on? I know I've been dying to get back in the air, but I mostly do all ship videos, and there just isn't any shipping going on. The Great Lakes system is pretty much shut down from about the end of January until about the middle of March. That's when the Army Corps of Engineers does all the maintenance on all the locks. There's a series of locks in order to get up to Lake Superior, where a lot of the iron ore and coal come down and then distributed throughout the Great Lakes. And so they do all the maintenance for that during that period every year. The only movement that happens is the Coast Guard cutters are still out there breaking up ice, just in case you happen to have like a fuel tanker that might be going to point A and point B with no locks in between, so they can still navigate. It's like from down in Lake Erie all the way up around up Lake Huron and around underneath the Mackinac Bridge and all the way down to Chicago. That's still open water, and it can be transversed without having to go through a lock. Lynn retired in 90. Lynn, what year did you retire? I don't know if military hardware like that, if they sell it right outright or not. I think it goes to museums, but I think they destroy them. I could be wrong. But I think they also, a certain amount of the older stuff goes to other countries to be used that can't afford the new ones. But the thing of it is like Lynn was telling me, just the carbon fiber props you use on top of military helicopters come in great big huge cases. They have to be brought in on flatbeds, and they're just thousands of dollars each for the prop, and they get changed regularly. So just to keep a helicopter in the air, it costs a lot of money. Like I say, Roger had to take the morning off and asked me to stand in for him. We're in here today. So that Roger could go get his new plates and everything for his new car. He bought a Sonata, and he's got to get all that all street legal. So he wanted to make sure that somebody was here for everybody to come and talk. And we were so lucky to have Lawrence and Herman, those guys. Of course, Lawrence is Novice Quads and Herman is Phantom Flight 101, to give us that nice tour of New York City as they went out to Coney Island, where they're going to do some flying today and get some video for they will be posting. That was a nice trip that we took with them. So I'm thinking that pretty much it's time to say goodbye to all our company. See everybody real soon again. Take care. I think Roger will be back on maybe this afternoon, maybe this evening. So until then, until next time, everybody take care, stay well, and fly straight. And there's always pray for spring will be coming soon. Thank you, Manamana. We'll see everybody soon.